Okay, fine. So come to page number 19, fill in the blanks. I'll repeat the answers. First one, the simplest way to be happy is to be dash with what you have. In place of dash, you have to write content. C-O-N-T-E-N-T. C-O-N-T-E-N-T. Content. Second one, in life, there is no end to your dash. Desires. D-E-S-I-R-E-S. D-E-S-I-R-E-S. Desires. Third one, you forget to be dashed to God for the many blessings in life. Thankful. In the space given, you have to write thankful. T-H-A-N-K-F-U-L. T-H-A-N-K-F-U-L. Thankful. Fourth one, contented people dash all what they possess. In the place of,
Relish.
yeah, it's relish. Relish. R-E-L-I-S-H. Relish. R-E-L-I-S-H. Relish. Relish means to enjoy. Contented people enjoy all what they possess. Possess means have. So relish means enjoy. Okay. So you have to write relish. R-E-L-I-S-H. Fifth one is real contentment is dash.
Happiness.
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 Yes, that's the name of the chapter. The name of the chapter is real contentment is happiness. You have to write happiness. H-A-P-P-I-N-E-S-S. Happiness. Now C1, I've given you as a homework. Pick out the values you think important and make the crown of your life. That means take an example of your life and what all you possess in your life. Write that in this crown. In this crown, on the upper side, some circles are given. 6 circles are given. You have to fill these circles from the box given at the above. From the box given above, there are some words: jealousy, happiness, discontentment, prayer, complaint, contentment, gratitude, bitterness, kindness, laziness, hard work. So all these words, you can use 6 words from among these words. So you should make a crown of your qualities, your values, right? This you take as a homework. So you can write anything from this, like the nice words. What are the good words? Happiness, prayer, contentment, gratitude, kindness, hard work. So make a crown of these, all these words, these 6 words. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now come to page number 20, chapter 4. The chapter name is Follow Your Dream. Follow Your Dream. Now, this is again the story of Ansi and Ebin. We have been listening, we have been coming across to the story of Ansi and Ebin. Both were two lovely children, both have parents, they were God fearing, they were loving, and they were very satisfied with what they had, right? So, all this we have learned in the previous chapters. Now, the next chapter is Follow Your Dream. Ansi and Eben went to the school happily. A pleasant surprise was waiting for Ansi. As usual, they greeted their principal, teachers, and friends. As the preparation for the morning assembly was going on, the students noticed that something special was being arranged. Ansi and Eben were wondering what was all about the special preparations. Now, both of them, these two children, they were happily going to school. They were lovely children. So what they used to do, they used to greet everyone in the school, the principal, the teachers, their friends, everyone. They used to greet them. And they were preparing for the morning assembly one day. And they noticed, all the students and both of them, Ansi and Ebin, they noticed that there are some special preparations going on or something special is arranged, but they were wondering for whom the school is arranging these special preparations or for what purpose is these arrangements done for. So let us read the next line. Later during the assembly, it was a proud moment for Ansi. In fact, it was a moment of joy for the entire school. Ansi received the first prize for the National Essay Competition conducted by the Ministry of Human Resource of the Indian government. Ansi had seen the advertisement in the newspaper and sent her entry 3 months before. Now, what happened? All were wondering that why these preparations are made. So after some time, they got to know that the assembly was a proud moment for Ansi. Why? Ansi was, in fact, it was a very moment of joy for the entire school because Ansi has received a first prize in what? In national essay competition, which was conducted by the Ministry of Human Resource of the Indian government. So you can think that how much valuable it is. Indian government has conducted a national essay competition, and in that Ansi won the first prize. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing for Ansi and her parents and for the school itself. Why? Because this is not conducted by the school. This was conducted by the Indian government. And now, where she had seen this advertisement in the newspaper, she saw the advertisement and she did her entry 3 months before itself. She forgot about the essay competition. She received a cash award of 50,000 rupees, a medal, and a certificate from the principal. Her class teacher presented a bouquet honoring her achievement. Now, she filled the entry form 3 months before. Then later she forgot about that entry form and she forgot about that competition. Right. So she received a cash award. So she was not, aware of that thing that she had participated in a essay competition. She had not thought that she will win that essay competition, right? She was very surprised after seeing all this. So what she received a cash prize of 50,000 rupees, a medal and a certificate from the principal. So the principal awarded her with a cash prize of 50,000, a medal and a certificate. Now the principal, yes, her class teacher also presented her a bouquet for appreciation, right? The principal praised the efforts of Ansi. He encouraged all students to dream about something big in life like Ansi. He narrated the life-changing story of Santiago from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. Now, what happened when all these things were over? When Nancy received a cash prize, the medals, the certificates, and the principal started praising her. Praising means principal started telling good things about Ansi to all the students, and he insisted, he told all the students to be or to become like Ansi, to dream big and to go for things which you can do and which will bring you success, right? So he insisted and told all the students, he encouraged the students to dream about something big in life like Ansi did. So then afterwards, he narrated a life-changing story of Santiago from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. That means The Alchemist is a novel. It's a novel. Paulo Coelho is the writer and Santiago is the person whom Paulo Coelho is talking about in this novel, in this story, right? So Santiago, he had a life-changing story. His story is a life-changing one because that means you will get to know when we read the further chapter. The day turned out to be a day of jubilation for the school. Jubilation means happiness. That means when Nancy received this prize from national level, Indian government was offering this prize to Nancy. The school was overwhelmed with joy. They were experiencing happiness all over the school, right? Come to page number 21. First paragraph. Santiago was a shepherd boy. Now, the story of Santiago has begun. Now, this narrator or this author who has written the story, this person, this principal, he's narrating the story of this person, Santiago, right? Now, Santiago was a shepherd boy. He tended a large number of cattle. All he knew was the world of cattle. He went from place to place, grazing and taking care of them. But he was not satisfied with his life of the shepherd. limited to a small circle. He never wanted to live all his life a nomad and die a shepherd, leaving a big number of cattle to his children. Now, Santiago, he was a shepherd boy. Shepherd boy means he was employed to, tend sheep. He was employed to tend sheep, like we say, charana. The shepherds used to look after the sheep and all the cattle they have. That means the goat, the cow, the sheep, everything. They used to look after them. So basically, shepherd boy is the one who is employed to, tend the sheep. So all day long, he used to tend the sheep, the cattle, and he knew that all he knew was that how to look after cattle. Like he did not knew anything. He was not aware of the worldly things which was happening around him. Only thing he knew was how to take care of cattle because he was a shepherd boy. But he was not satisfied with his life of a shepherd, limited to a small circle. You all know if you are a shepherd, you are just around cattle every time. The life is very limited. You cannot explore life, right? You cannot explore the other things, the other side of life. Only you will be limited up to that space, that shepherd life. So he was also not satisfied with his life, which was very limited circle. He never wanted to live all his life a nomad. That means he was wishing that he could be someone else one day. He never wanted to live his whole life like a nomad or like a shepherd, like looking after the cattle every time. He does not wanted that. He did not wish for that. That means he was not ready to, you know, give his children's cattles. Like he wanted to bring his children's in a better way. He wanted to bring up his children's in a better way, not giving them cattles to take care of, right? So he wanted to experience and to learn more things. He used to wonder that what life was if it meant only to live and die a shepherd all your life. So he was wondering, he wanted to experience new things. He wanted to experience and learn more things. He wanted to learn and gain knowledge. So he used to wonder every time. Wonder means he used to think every time that what is life meant to be when it is only about, you know, cattling or it is only about tending the large number of cattle he have. Life is nothing, right? He used to think that he is having a very boring life or very limited life after looking to the cattle he have, right? He was not able to explore the life, the other side. He was not able to explore or to gain knowledge. He was not able to do all this. One day he had a dream. He saw a great treasure hidden. He decided to follow his dream and go in search of the hidden treasure. Being a shepherd, he was wandering from place to place. Now, this is happening in a dream. He saw a dream one day. He saw a great treasure hidden. In that dream, he saw a great treasure which was hidden. He decided to follow his dream and go in search of hidden treasure. So what he saw this in a dream. Now what he thought of deciding to follow his dream. Now he saw this treasure box, the treasure in his dream. So he decided to follow his dream and go in search of this hidden treasure. So he was, you all know that he was a shepherd. So what does shepherd do? They wander here and there. Wander means they used to move from here and there in search of grass for cattle and for taking cattle into for walk. And for all that purpose, they used to walk here and there, the shepherds. So he used to wander from place to place. Now he made use of these experiences to learn more about people and places. Following his dream, he left his home in Spain. He went to the markets of Tangiers. Now, he was very enthusiastic. He was very willing to learn new things, willing to experience new places, new things. So, what he did, he made use of these experiences and he started following his dreams. Now, for following his dreams, what he did, he left his home in Spain. He was in Spain, he was living in Spain. So he left from there and he moved to the markets of Tangiers. Tangiers is nothing, it's a city in Morocco. Morocco is a place, Morocco is a country where Tangier is a city. So he moved to another city of that particular country. He sold his sheep there and took different kinds of jobs. He moved from town to town, visiting more places and meeting different people. He came to learn many languages and lifestyles of people. Now, he always wanted to explore new sites. He told that he was not ready to live his life like a shepherd all life. He was not ready. So what he did, he moved to a new place, markets of Tangiers. He sold his sheep there. He sold his sheep there. And what he did, he used to look for different kind of jobs. And also he moved from town to town, visiting more places, visiting new peoples, so that he could explore more. He could explore new places, new peoples, and he also explored new languages that people used to say. Different types of people were there in that area. They used to speak different languages. So he also used to learn many languages and lifestyles of people. Santiago made friendship with many people during his wanderings. He met an alchemist who was changing ordinary metals into costly metals using some magical formula. The alchemist gave him some help in finding out the treasure. He also met a beautiful young girl named Fatima. Leaving her, he had to go to Egypt. This was a painful experience for him to leave this lovely girl. Now, give me a minute. Yes. So Santiago, what he did, he was exploring new things. He was wandering here and there. Wandering means, I told you, wandering means moving from here and here to there, like that. He met an alchemist. Now, from during his wandering period, when he was moving from one place to another, he met an alchemist. Now, who is an alchemist? You can underline there with pencil. You can write. Alchemist is a person who is into alchemy. Alchemy means it refers to chemistry. That means formulas and compounds and everything. That is referred to chemistry processes. Chemistry processes. The person who is into chemistry or who likes experimenting, who likes to observe things, who likes to use chemistry in his normal life. That person is known as alchemist. You can write there a person who uses chemistry as his passion, right? So he met an alchemist who was changing ordinary metals into costly metals using some magical formula. Now, you all know in chemistry, if you have studied, yeah, in chemistry, chemistry is basically the study of what? Chemicals and how to mix some compounds and what will happen if they are mixed, all that. So this man was into chemistry. He was changing an ordinary metal into some costly metal by using a magical formula. Now you will think magical formula means he will do some magic or something. No, he has not done any magic, but as you all know, chemistry is all about chemicals, and these chemicals mix up with each other and they form some other compounds and other color they give out. So they are magical in nature. That's why it is referred as magical formula here. It is written magical formula here because of the magical nature of chemicals. So the alchemist was changing to try it. He was trying to change an ordinary metal into a some costly metals using some formula. The alchemist gave him some help in finding out the treasure. So this person, this alchemist, he helped him. He helped Santiago to find out the treasure. He gave him some tips. He also met a beautiful young girl named Fatima. Now this Santiago, this man, he also met Fatima, who is a beautiful young girl living there. Living there. So he has to leave her and he has to move to Egypt. Why? Because he has to move to Egypt because he has to, you know, explore more, explore the other sides more. So he has to move to Egypt for the to find this hidden treasure. The alchemist has already helped him to find the treasure. Now he has to leave this girl and move to Egypt for his further work. This was a painful experience for him to leave this lovely girl. Now, this was very painful for him to leave this lovely girl. Why? Because he was very attached to her. He was very attached to her. So he was finding it very difficult to leave her and to go to Egypt. We'll come to next page, page number 22. He dared to cross the great Egyptian desert and go to the pyramids in search of the treasure. He was trying to listen to the language of the nature and to the inner voice of his heart. Now, what happened? Egypt is all about, sand and pyramids made up of sand. Big triangle shaped pyramids are there. So nobody dares to go there because that's a very lonely place. You cannot find anything there. That's a very sandy, very lonely place, and it's very risky to go there alone. But he dared to cross that great Egyptian desert. He crossed that Egyptian desert. He dared to do that. Dared to do that means, dare means that you are not concerned about what will happen. You will just go to complete your will or to fulfill your dreams. You will just go. That is daring. So he dared to cross the the great Egyptian desert and go to the pyramids in search of the treasure. So this man, alchemist, he helped him to find the treasure. He must have told him that you could find the treasure in Egypt, that is under the pyramids you can find it. So he crossed the desert and went to the pyramids in search of the treasure. He was trying to listen to the language of the nature and to the inner voice of his heart. What he did, he was listening to the language of nature and what his heart was saying, so that he could find the treasure properly with a limited time, right? Just a minute. Yes. Next para. He faced so many difficulties and obstacles in his journey, but he was determined to go after the hidden treasure. The smiling face of Fatima encouraged him to go after his dream when he was tired and upset. He followed the directions of his inner voice and the omens of nature. With great interest, he followed the directions. The omens of nature and the directions of the alchemist brought Santiago back to the desert of Egypt. He continued his search for the treasure. Finally, Santiago came back under a sycamore tree from where he started his journey looking for the hidden treasure. Now, what happened? He was crossing an Egyptian desert. So, as I told you, it is very sandy, winds blow there. So, it was very difficult to him to cross that Egyptian desert and the obstacles in the journey. Obstacles means the sand and the cactus. Deserts have cactus there, right? So all these were obstacles and he was feeling it very difficult. But he was determined to go after the hidden treasure. But he was very determined. Determined means he was very willing to find the hidden treasure. He was very eager to find it, right? The smiling face of Fatima encouraged him. Now, he was encouraged by whom? The smiling face of Fatima. Fatima was not with him. She was not with him that time. He was just imagining the smiling face of Fatima. Like whenever we are in trouble or we are in difficulties, we used to imagine the love of our loved ones, our parents, their smiling faces. Their smile and their words encourage us a lot. Similarly, he was very, encouraged by the smiling face of Fatima. So he followed the directions of his inner voice and the omens of nature. Omens means, that means the nature gives a vibe of good and evil, right? So he was just listening to his heart and following the inner voice and the omens of nature. Omens means the, a prophetic significance, or you can say a nature which gives vibes. Nature always gives us vibes, good vibes and bad vibes. So omens means that vibe which nature was giving him, right? With great interest, he followed the directions. With great interest, he was following his directions very smoothly. The omens of nature and the directions of the alchemist brought Santiago back to the desert of Egypt. Now, what happened? These omens of the nature, that means these vibes of the nature, and the words of that alchemist who sent him here in this Egyptian land. What he went back to these things brought Santiago back to the desert of Egypt. That means he was again back to the desert of Egypt. He crossed that desert, he reached the pyramid. Then the bad vibes or the good vibes, maybe any vibe of that particular nature, that particular area, and the words of the alchemist, it brought him back again to the place where he started, to the desert, right? He continued his search for this treasure, but now he was not ready to give up. He continued his search for the treasure. Finally, Santiago came back under a sycamore tree from where he started his journey looking for the hidden treasure. Now, finally, what happened? He again started his journey. He again started crossing the whole desert and the pyramids. And finally, he reached a sycamore tree. It's a tree, right? So he reached under a sycamore tree from where he started his journey looking for the hidden treasure. So he was looking for the hidden treasure, right? So sycamore tree के नीचे ये hidden treasure था. He was looking for it. He started his journey, right? When Santiago woke up after some rest, now he was very tired. When he reached that tree, he was very tired. He has crossed the Egyptian desert and the pyramids, everything he has crossed. So he was very tired. So he thought of taking some rest. Now, when he was resting after some time, when Santiago woke up after some rest, he realized that he was back to the same place where he started off. He heard his inner voice telling him forcefully that the great treasure was lying there. The dug, he dug deep and found out a treasure chest. The chest contained Spanish gold coins, precious stones, diamonds, gold masks, and stone statues embedded with jewels. Now, he was taking rest. When he woke up after the rest, he realized that he was back to the same place where he started. That means all the things he did, that means crossing the Egyptian desert, crossing the pyramids, and again coming back, again crossing, everything was a waste because he found himself where he started the journey. Now, he heard his inner voice, like the gut. Our gut says inner voices. Like we listen to our gut feelings, we listen to our inner voices, which our heart says. So he also heard his inner voice, which said him that the treasure was lying there itself, that the treasure is lying under him there itself. So he started digging that place deep and deep and found out a treasure chest. The chest contained all these things mentioned here, that is, the Spanish gold coins, precious stones, diamonds, gold masks, and stone statues. Right? So all these things were in the treasure chest. Treasure chest means a treasure box, a container. Santiago was happy following his dream and going after the hidden treasure till he found it. His adventurous spirit and tireless search won him the great hidden treasure. That means after finding this treasure, he was very happy because he followed his dreams. He didn't give up on his dreams and he found what he wanted, the treasure box which he was wishing. He found that treasure box, and his adventurous spirit and tireless search won him the great hidden treasure. That means why he was able to find the treasure. What made him find that? His adventurous spirit. That means his spirit was telling him to find and to fight. And his tireless search, even though he was tired, he took some rest and he started again. He started again, he crossed the big desert, he did everything to find that particular treasure box. So his all his adventurous spirit, his willpower, and his tireless search won him the great hidden treasure. So at the last, he was very happy. He was able to find the treasure. So, what is the conclusion? Let's learn more. Human life has a goal. It is this goal that gives meaning to life. If you think that your life is only to eat, enjoy, and die, there would be nothing to strive for. You would turn out to be an ordinary person. You would live and die unnoticed, but the achievers have some ambition in life to work for. They have a dream and they follow it in spite of the difficulties and obstacles. This makes them known to others. If you want to be an achiever, you have to take efforts to think and act differently. You should have the courage to try new things. Now, what is said here? That life is not only about eating, sleeping, drinking, and having rest. It is not only about that, but if you are a person who thinks of achieving something, if you have great dreams, you will achieve that. Only thing matter is that your efforts, how much are your efforts you are putting in. The efforts and the willpower, the ability to not give up, all these things matter in life, right? So, if you want to be an achiever, you have to take efforts to think and act differently. If you want to achieve something, you have to think differently. You have to think out of the box, right? If Ansi had not taken efforts to participate in the essay competition, she would have not received the award. She would not have received the appreciation from the school. Similarly, if Santiago did not have a dream to follow, he would not have come to the treasure chest. He would have lived and died as unknown shepherd. You are born to be an achiever in some field. Try hard to have a worthy goal or a great dream. Match it with determination and hard work. You will see the treasure chest open for you in life. Now, the examples of Ansi and Santiago is in front of you. If Ansi did not try, then she would not have been able to gain so much success and gain all this. Also, Santiago, if he would have been there itself, he would not have gained this treasure box. So all this is said here, and it is also said that you should also have some goal or great dream and match it with determination, hard work, success. Success will eventually follow you, right? So this is the chapter. Today we'll stop here. I'll give you the answers in Moodle. I'll be uploading it by the evening. So today we'll stop here. You may leave. Thank you, everyone.